Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. My name is Jenny, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some very simple DIYs that look high-end that I created by using these napkins here. My sweet friend May from Craft Away with May sent me these beautiful napkins. I have some for Christmas as well, but I'm just showing you the beautiful ones that she sent me for fall. Today's video is part of a collab with May and some other talented ladies on this platform, and I'll tell you more about that later. May also sent me this beautiful card thanking me for being so kind to her and just showing so much support to me and my channel, and I'm so grateful, May, and I thank you so much for your kindness. Now for the first DIY, I did pop into Walmart and they had these little coaster squares for $4.98. I thought this was a good buy because you can buy one similar to this, one square at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. And I'm going to show you how these look. I'm taking them out the package. I'm going to be using two for my first two DIYs, but they're nice and sturdy and I love these pieces, so I thought it was a great buy. Now, this is the napkin that I'm going to be using in today's video, and it's pumpkin spice and everything nice with these beautiful pumpkins on here. So what I'm doing is just pulling off the ply because I am going to decoupage. I'm going to Mod Podge this image on to the little squares to create me two beautiful fall coasters. So I'm cutting it in half so I can get two of these images, and I am just going to go in and add my Mod Podge, and I'm using the matte finish, and so I'm going in with a nice even amount on top and around the sides because I'm going to pour the napkin down on the sides as well. I'm not going to be doing any painting with these pieces. Then what I'm going to do is just place my napkin on top, placing the image that I would like to be transferred over, and I'm just spreading it out with my fingers. Now I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge. As you can see, I'm spreading it around where the floor was at and the pumpkins, but when I get close to the letters, I'm going in a more dabbing motion because I do not want to tear this napkin because I need the font. I need the wording, the pumpkin spice and everything nice to stay intact. So I'm being real careful, but what I'm doing is applying the Mod Podge, and I have a little piece of sponge and I'm dabbing it over the Mod Podge, making sure that I do not tear the napkin. Now what I do is after I do this first application to both of them, I will let that dry, and then I'm going to go over it again with another coat of Mod Podge, let that dry, and then add a third coat, letting them dry in between because these are coasters. I want these to be very sturdy and I want to make sure it's protected, and I absolutely love how these turned out. So now I'm just applying the second napkin on top of the second coaster, spreading it out with my fingers, and then just dabbing around the edges because I want to make sure that's nice and secure as well. And then I'm dabbing right on top, and then I'm going to take my sponge to finish off. And like I did with the previous one, after this coat dries, I'm going to add another coat once it's nice and dry, let that dry again, and then add a third coat. Now I just really started doing more decoupaging, and that's thanks to my sweet friend May from Craft Away with May because she is very good at it. All of these ladies in this collab today are excellent with this. This is new for me, but I'm loving it. Now I'm just taking my little sanding sponge to sand off the extra napkin around the edges, and this is nice and dry, and I absolutely love how these turned out. These may be my favorite. And so today's video is part of a collab hosted by myself and my sweet friend May from Craft Away with May, along with two co-hosts, Kay at Home with Kay and Brenda at Rustic and Lace DIY. And yes, I am late to the party. As you can see, this collab went up Friday, 9/8 at 6 p.m. Pacific time. But I had some difficulties, and now I am here. And I'm going to have all of the information in the playlist linked in the description box below. But it did give me the opportunity to already watch those ladies. So I'm telling you now, you are in for a treat. They all knocked it out the park. Don't forget, after watching this video, check the description box below so you can check them out. And if you're coming over from their channels, hello, hello. Thank you for stopping by. And let's jump back into the video from Walmart. I picked up these wood slices. They were like $3.86, and I like these because they have the jute hanger and the hole already in them. And I thought this was a good buy too, because at the Dollar Tree you can buy these as well. But I was in Walmart and I thought this was a really good price. So I'm going to be using 2 of these. I am removing the jute hanger that I'm going to apply some jute cord back. Now I'm taking that other piece of that pumpkin spice napkin, and what I'm going to do is cut off another one of the squares, and then I'm going to cut off the wording pumpkin spice for one, and then I'll cut out the pumpkins for the other one. So these next 2 DIYs are going to be very similar. And what I'm going to do is just Mod Podge this wording right on top. I'm going to add the Mod Podge first. I'm not painting these because it's actually going to blend in really good. So I'm just spreading the Mod Podge right on top. And then I'm going to place my piece of napkin on the top of that. I'm just making sure that I have enough. And then once I get that on there, I'm going to dab on some of that Mod Podge and then take a sponge and kind of go over it, making sure I do not tear this napkin because I do not want to disturb my wordings, pumpkin spice. I want to thank the ladies again for this collab. Thank you, May, for sending me the beautiful napkins and just letting me be a part of this whole thing. I think this is so amazing that the creators get together to collab and bring you all some very beautiful inspiration. So don't forget, after watching this video, check out that description box below so you can check out these other lovely ladies channels. So what I'm doing is just repeating the same step that I did with that first wood slice, but I'm going to be using these pumpkins that I cut off the napkin. I'm just trying to make sure that I have the exact placement that I want, and then I'll place it right on the top, dab over it with my fingers, and then go over it with some Mod Podge. I absolutely love how this transferred onto these wood slices. It came out so pretty. What I'm doing is just making 2 tags for some pumpkins I'm going to create out of some fabric from Walmart. So I went to Walmart and they had some fabric. This is a yard, and I think this yard is like $5 and something, and they have the little cube, the little squares for like 97 cents. So I have this one, and I already have that pretty blue color. So I did cut that yard in half because I'm going to be using that for the other piece for a future DIY. So this is a half a yard, and I'm just folding it in half, and then what I'm going to do is just take some hot glue to seal these 2 sides together. Now I'm just creating a little basic pumpkin. You've probably seen this plenty of times before. My technique is probably just a little different, but not much. But I'm sure there's been many versions of these cloth pumpkins. So once I get that seal, you can seal the bottom. But what I'm going to do is just gather it and tie a piece of jute cord around it, because I sort of like it that way because it gives my pumpkin a form at the bottom, if that makes sense, instead of me just hot gluing it. Or you can stitch this. You don't even have to hot glue. I'm just doing a no stitch pumpkin. So now I'm going to turn it inside out, and then I'm going to get my bag of polyfill, which is just from old pillows and stuff I save and just put in a garbage bag and keep in the garage. So I'm just going to stuff that right in and then gather my fabric at the top. So now I'm going to take some jute cord, and I'm going to wrap it around and tie a knot. Now with these pumpkins, you can make them as tight as you want. You can make them loose. Because I kind of want this to be like a pillow, I'm not going too tight. So as you can see, I'm wrapping it around to put the grooves in the pumpkin. And then I'm going to wrap it around the top and go the opposite direction. Wrap it around the top and then go in another direction. Now, doing this, you can stop, cut the jute cord, and then you can start wrapping it around the stem. But I am going to keep going. As you can see, I just started wrapping it around. Now with this way, you could see a little bit of the jute cord that should be under the stem, but I'm okay with that. And I'll show you what I mean, because I'm going to be covering that up with that tag. But if you want it to be really nice, you can stop when you wrap it around, tack it down with some hot glue, and then create your stem with the jute cord. And that way you'll cover any jute cord that'll be out of place and you really can't tell. So now I'm just taking a little wood slice and I'm just sanding it down, and then I'm going to add some jute cord through there. Now it was a little rough, so I had to add a little hot glue to sharpen it up a little bit, and that actually worked. That worked out. And then I'm just going to string it through to create my little tag, and all I'm going to do is just have this tag around the stem. And I just thought that pumpkin spice on a tag on this orange pumpkin just came out so high end, and I absolutely love this. And for the next DIY, I'm doing the same technique. I'm just using that blue fabric because I'm going to use that other little wood slice tag to add to this one. So this is just a repeat of the previous pumpkin I created, just using different fabric. And again, if you're coming over from any of the other ladies' channels, or if this is your first time visiting my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm truly grateful for all the views and the likes and your kind comments. I am truly grateful. And if you are going to go visit my lovely friends, if you can do me a huge favor and just let those ladies know that Jenny said hello. And I'm telling you, they all did such an amazing job. I'm super excited for this collab, and we will be doing another collab, so stay tuned for that. So now that I have it gathered, I'm repeating that step by wrapping the jute cord around, tying a knot, and then just creating the grooves. And like I said, you can go as tight with these pumpkins or as loose with these pumpkins. I absolutely love pillow pumpkins, cloth pumpkins. I love fabric. I love fabric for the fall. It just brings me cozy vibes. And so I know for a fact I'll be making more cloth fabrics for the fall season. So now I'm just going to continue now with that, and then just go straight into wrapping that stem. But as I mentioned earlier, you can cut it off here, tack it down, and then wrap the stem, and that way all of your jute cord from your grooves will be covered. But for these two DIYs, since I'm going to be adding those tags, I just thought it would be easier to keep going. And then I'm just tacking down the little cord, and I always cut off any little fabric that's hanging at the top, and that's it. And then I'm just straightening. You can always straighten out your cord, as you can see. Pretty simple and easy. I just think this is so beautiful. I absolutely love this color. And then I'm just going to take my little tag and I'm going to sand off any of the napkin. And now that it has dried, I think these pumpkins transferred over so beautiful. And then I'm going to string some jute cord through the hole, and then I'm just going to tie the little tag right onto the pumpkin, and that is going to be it. As I mentioned earlier, I think these are just so beautiful. I love how they turned out. I love absolutely the beautiful napkins. I think they are so pretty, and these were perfect for this little pumpkin spice theme that I was going for, because I am going to be styling these in my coffee bar area, and I just thought it brought in some really cute cozy vibes. I just tied a little simple bow, and that is it. So if you're not new to my channel, you know that I always decorate these LED candles from the Dollar Tree. But someone asked me, how do I keep them going for a long time? I always pick up these replacement batteries when I buy these from the Dollar Tree. Some of these candles I have had for so long because I just replaced the battery. It's really simple, and I just wanted to take the time to show you that because I had a few people ask me about how long they last. They last just as long as you change the battery and turn them off when not needed. So what I'm doing is just adding the Mod Podge all around. And originally I was going to take this pumpkin spice napkin. It is actually the perfect size, this square, and I'm just placing it right over it, and then I'm going to go in and add the Mod Podge on top. So originally I was going to leave it like this, but I decided to add another piece of napkin to the back side, and I used one of the other napkins that May sent me that had these pretty pumpkins on there. So as you can see, I'm just going in with the sponge and dabbing this on, and this turned out really pretty as well. But I'm gonna have to give this to my sister because she was here when I was making it, and she was like, "Sister, I am taking that when I leave." So I'm gonna have to create me another one because she says she's taking this and she's taking my pretty coasters. So it was 4 of those wood cubes in the pack, so I'm going to create me 2 more. So now I'm peeling off the ply, and then I'm just going to cut the little piece of napkin, and I'm going to have to cut that down just so it won't cover up my words. But this words pumpkin spice, but this was perfect. These pumpkins looked like they just kind of continued from the small pumpkins, and I just wanted to add it to the back because I sort of just didn't know how much I liked it not having anything on the back. So as you can see, I'm just going to continue with it around, and I think it came out really pretty. I'm just going to cut down some of that napkin so it won't overlap on my words, and then I'm going to add the Mod Podge on top and just blend everything in. Let this dry. I actually let it dry, and then I added another coat to this one as well. And then that was it. I absolutely love how this turned out. It is really nice. It feels really good as well. And this is how it turned out. So pretty. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And remember, today's video is part of the Decorative Party Collab. So don't forget to check the description box below so you can see what my lovely friends has created. And till next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.